As always with science questions, whether they have a graph or a chart or not, don't get intimidated by the science. They're going to explain anything that you need to solve the question in the passage somewhere, or you could just kind of assume the simplest thing, right? Don't get caught up in the science. So let's read the passage. We're going to support the researcher's conclusion. These people monitored individuals' velocity and the surrounding crowd density as a group of study participants walked through a space and navigated around an obstacle. Participants rated how congested it seemed before the obstacle, after the obstacle, and overall, and the researchers correlated those ratings with velocity and density. Correlations range from -1 to 1, with greater distance from 0 indicating greater strength. Literally, that's it. I have no idea what any of this stuff means, but they told me what it means, right? The researchers concluded that the correlations with velocity are stronger than those with density. So, okay, velocity is stronger than density because correlations with a greater distance from 0 are greater strength. So is velocity, I guess, how could I even write? I don't even know if there's any point to dumb summarizing this, right? Greater strength is, this is going to be close to 1 or -1, and this is going to be close to 0. That's basically what I'm getting from this, right? So let's see if, I don't know, there's anything in these choices. The correlation between congestion ratings before the obstacle and density is further from 0 than the correlation between overall congestion rating and velocity is. Oh boy, okay. Well, here's density, right? So velocity, these are definitely closer to 1 or -1 because they're all 0.9s and these are 0.8, 0.7, 0.7. The correlation between congestion, right? Don't we want to compare velocity to density? What is this doing? This is comparing before and between the obstacle. What? This is not comparing the right thing, right? Like I'm not even understanding this because my mind has already, based on the passage, kind of gone on a single track. The single track is velocity is going to be closer to 1 or -1 than density is. What is this even talking about? The obstacle? Like, let's skip it. The correlation between congestion ratings before the obstacle and velocity is further from 0 than the correlation between congestion overall and velocity is. This doesn't even talk about density, so get rid of it. C, for each of the 3 ratings, the correlation with velocity is negative, while the correlation with density is positive. That's not the issue. It's not about negatives and positives. It's about how negative and how positive it is, right? So this is wrong too. D, for each of the 3 ratings, correlations with velocity are further from 0, that's what we wanted, than the corresponding correlations with density are. Done, right? Don't let your brain get all caught up in stuff that barely makes any sense. Skip it, move on. Maybe you'll get through all the choices and you'll be like, okay, well, none of that made any sense. Okay, fine, that happens, and then we've got a hard question. But a lot of times you'll get to the right answer and be like, yeah, that's definitely it. They're just saying the thing that I know that they needed to say based on the passage. That's a fine way to pick the choice, right? And it is true. Yes, the correlations with velocity are further from 0, right? I mean, that's these 3 than those with density are. And it's comparing the right thing, velocity versus density. So don't get scared is really what it comes down to. Whether it's a science passage, whether it's lots of weird numbers, whatever it may be, don't get scared. They're going to explain to you what they want. Your job is to ignore all the specific details that are science-y and focus on the thing that they're specifically asking for. Remember, it's a reading section, not a science section.